Dave.
Hi, how are you?
We talk and sing sometimes. Sorry.
I've got Dawn here too. She's my voice aficionado. She watches every episode. The Marylinds, we've got you guys are a duo. Are there advantages or disadvantages on this show being a duo and not a solo act?
I think, to be honest, Dave, we try to look at everything with a positive lens. And so we went into it feeling like there haven't been very many, duos and groups that have made it very far. But last season, obviously, there was a trio that won. So that gave us a little bit more confidence that, hey, we can do really well on this show. And so we looked at it as an advantage because we had each other to keep ourselves grounded, and we also could really use each other on stage to create some very dynamic energy, and obviously vocal harmonies. So we tried to look at it as an advantage, and we're really happy that we got to experience everything we did with each other.
Um, when you came into this, were you worried that they may split you up and pick one and not the other?
So we were pretty confident that going in. I think initially you submit your audition. Actually, this year's process, we've auditioned for this show 4 other times, and we've stood in all of the long lines in different cities. We went to Atlanta, I think, our first time, Nashville the second time, and actually I think Nashville the last the remainder of the times. But anyways, so this was a virtual audition this year. So we were really kind of grateful that we didn't have to stand in all of those lines again.
Mm-hmm.
But you basically enter yourself into the audition process either as a single or as a duo, or a trio or whatever it may be. And so we have always, been confident that, entering it as a duo, we were pretty confident they weren't going to split us up. But then again, you never know. I mean, hey, it's TV, it's entertainment, so you never know what they're going to do. But we also feel really strongly about what we have to offer as a duo, and just the fact that we are sisters and our harmonies are just so in sync. We've really perfected our craft over the years. We started when we were really young, and I gotta say, I mean, even like the harmonies for me, I could never hear it at first, but over the years, I've really become really in tune with being able to just pick out those harmonies, and it just comes very naturally.
What's it
So
like for you? I mean, you're in your 30s. I mean, you've got teenagers who are on this show as well. What's it like for you to see some of these kids um on the same stage that you are? I mean, this is a huge thing, and you got, 17, 16-year-old kids experiencing this crazy ride that you're on.
Yeah, we were so proud of so many of the young kids that were on the stage with us. And I say proud as almost like a big sister, almost like a motherly figure. There were so many sweet contestants that we met. A couple of them really became near and dear to our hearts in the process. And honestly, I think we try to be role models even behind the scenes. I
Mhm.
think the process is so crazy. I mean, it does take a lot of stamina, it takes a lot of confidence.
Right.
And we felt the highs and lows even as women in our 30s, so we
Mhm.
can only imagine kind of what the younger contestants were experiencing. And so we tried to kind of stay grounded and kind of give a lot of positive energy back to the younger contestants, and reassure them. Our battle partner Perigita, she's
Mhm.
obviously only 17, so um you know trying to kind of keep her calm throughout kind of the rehearsal process was something we prided ourselves on. But so many of them, including her, are just so confident at such a young age. And it really speaks to kind of, I think, the changing world of media, because I think nowadays so many people have so many more performing opportunities even on their social media channels than they ever did before. But we looked at it as, we were proud of them, but we were also proud of ourselves because we've also had a lot of experience, and we've performed in so many different venues and so many different ways. And so we kind of went into it with the feeling that, you know what, we've got a lot under our belt, and let's go up there and show them kind of all of the years of experience that we have.
Now, did anybody kind of mentor you other than the coaches? Did you find any other contestants that you said, geez, I heard something or I saw them do something that's new to us? Because especially as a dynamic duo, because you guys really, as you said, you pull strength from each other. So you already have a built-in teammate, but you also have somebody who shares your stress because you've got so much history together. What else have you learned from other contestants beyond the coaches? Because sometimes some of the younger kids, we have an almost 20-year-old, and sometimes the things she comes home with, we're like, wow, where did that come from?
Definitely. I mean, some of the younger contestants, basically, we didn't even have a TikTok going on to the show, and they're doing all their TikToks on, at the rehearsals and everything. And Lindsay and I are looking at each other like, oh, okay, we better get with it.
Better get on the bandwagon.
Yeah. But yes, we definitely took some things away. And, I will say though, too, because of kind of the climate, with the pandemic, we were in kind of pretty tight quarters, and we couldn't, there was one point where we couldn't leave our rooms because they were, just trying to keep all the COVID numbers down and make sure the show was able to, run smoothly.
Right.
So we were in a little bit of an isolation for a little bit. And that's when we really leaned on each other as sisters. We luckily, we had conjoining rooms at the hotel.
So you do have a place to escape, because love is love, but I have two sisters, so I know sometimes a closed door is magic.
Exactly. Yeah, we had our moments, that's for sure. And we use that little door in the middle sometimes to get away. But yeah, we had an amazing experience.
And I'll say too, I mean, we really did form a lot of awesome relationships with the contestants, and have kind of friendships that now will last for a lifetime, which is really amazing. I will say shout out to kind of Trelawney Rose, who is the kind of the vocal coach behind the scenes at The Voice. She kind of guided us off stage in terms of coaching and making sure we were feeling confident in our performance. So there's so many people behind the scenes at The Voice that you don't get to see on camera that are such a critical part of the journey.
Yes.
John Legend. Now you lost your battle round, but he saved you. How big was that for you guys?
It was huge. I mean, we were so grateful, and to be honest with you, we felt so good about that performance. We really worked hard with Perigita to find a common ground, because obviously our style is more contemporary country and hers is a little bit more R&B soul. So finding that middle ground where our styles could blend and work together was a little bit challenging at first, but I think in the end we both had our moments where we could shine in our individual ways, and then when we came together in the harmonies, we really felt confident in the sound that we created. Obviously we didn't feel like we wanted our journey to be over. We felt like we had so much more to offer, John and the world and everyone watching, and so that was a dream come true that he saved us, and it took us a while to kind of get off of that high that we were feeling afterwards.
We wish you the best, and can't wait to see what comes from the Marylinds.
Thank you so much.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Keep it going, ladies. Very proud of you.
Thank you so much for the support. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.